Welcome to Gun News and Reviews, where today we'll take a look at the SIG P365 SAS. No, that doesn't stand for Secret Agent anything. It stands for Anti-Snagging System. We reviewed its cousin, the SIG P365X, last year, evaluated it, carried it for a while. Good gun. Today we're going to look at the SAS. We're going to shoot it. We're going to talk about something that makes it very different and I think very innovative in the firearms industry, which is this sighting system. It's also designed to be anti-snag, as I mentioned, and that basically means that edges are going to be smoothed out. You're going to see things like the serrated front slide, which is good, but the big features you see are on the control surfaces. Here, your takedown is actually, you need a dime, a screwdriver, or something to turn that. And here's your magazine release, which is darn near impossible to think that you would use to rack your slide. In other words, here you go. But this is a very well-made gun. Looking more at this aiming system, it's just so different. It's a combination of a tritium night sight and fiber optics, and it works extremely well. I did not know. I was a little bit skeptical, but I fell in love with this firearm at first sight, actually. Now, these have been out for a couple of years, and they have been well reviewed from what I've seen. And the P365 platform itself, after some initial bugs a few years back, is known to be very well performing, and it's very popular. Of course, this is 9mm Luger. It comes with two 10-round steel magazines, the FT Bullseye sight, a 3.1-inch barrel. Obviously, it's striker fire, carbon steel barrel, and stainless steel slide. One thing I want to caution you about, don't try loading these magazines by hand. They're tight as heck. They're very good magazines. They're reliable, but you do want a speed loader for those. Also, we're going to do our shooting thanks to the folks at Remington Ammunition. Try to use this type of ammo for evaluation whenever possible, and again, use a speed loader. Let's talk about this sight here for a second. It might take some getting used to, or it might seem strange, but what you're looking at is a bore axis relative to your sight, which is next to non-existent. It's sitting right on top of it. So even the CZ75 doesn't hold a candle to this in terms of bore axis. This is really cool, and it's very accurate. But you want to make sure that you shoot with both eyes open, which you should be doing at self-defense distances with a pistol easy, but it's also easy to get out of that habit if you've been shooting a lot of rifles. This is what the P365X sights looked like, and they're plenty low and plenty visible. But back to the SAS, this is just a very fine shooting gun. I don't detect any kind of muzzle flip that's anything crazy. If you're holding it correctly, you're able to keep it on target very consistently. Here's the larger magazine that I purchased that has the extension, and it shoots very well. Like I said, shoot with your eyes open. That's the key here. You want to make sure that you are able to hold steady on target and keep things green at 21 feet. That'll take care of you. How does it shoot versus this P365X? I would say it shoots exactly like the P365X, and it just is for a gun this size especially, it's a joy to shoot. Follow-up shots on this are incredible, absolutely incredible, so easy to get. You might be wondering, hey, did this guy hit anything? Because you don't hear ping, ping, ping of steel targets, but you saw how I was shooting, you saw how quickly I was shooting, and it was very easy to get on target. In fact, the real advantage of this sight system for me is the ease at which I can stay on target, whether I'm shooting rapid or whether I'm shooting double taps, things of that nature. So, fine shooting firearm. Here it's just coming straight out of my pocket, but my plan is to use this sleeve. As you can see, it doesn't really print, doesn't show much, yet it's easy to get a hold of, and that's the whole point of a concealed carry firearm. So I'm going to give you some recommendations specifically geared towards who I think would benefit the most and like this particular pistol the most. And I'm going to start by saying guys like me, I'm in my late 50s, my eyesight is got some deterioration going on, and wearing glasses while I shoot using open sights on a firearm has become increasingly hard, especially for a pistol. The distances on the sight radius for a rifle still work for me. I've tried different things. I'm not a fan of the RMR type of sight. I know they're great, and I have tried them. But I do want as sleek a profile as possible. And for that reason, and because I was able to adapt so easily and so quickly, 150 rounds today, and I'd say maybe it took me 6 or 7 to figure out the sights and how I wanted to set up to acquire them. And it's no different than any kind of standard draw. If you do what you're supposed to do when you line up, you're going to see that green dot on a target at a realistic self-defense distance. If you're going to buy this with a thought of, well, you know, what do I do if I don't like this? Maybe I'd like to put sights on it later. Don't get this gun. Get the P365, 365X, the P365XL. You get it. Those have sights on them. You can put an RMR on this. There's an adapter. As you can see, this is actually recessed into the slide of the gun. You can get an adapter if you want to put an RMR on there. But again, if you think you might do that, just get the SIG version that allows for that. That's my advice. I suggest you spend some time looking down this site before you decide whether or not it's going to work for you. It's been great for me. Super quick acquisition. And what I wanted, a pocket gun. So this is a strong recommend for somebody who's interested in a very concealable yet powerful in terms of both capacity, which, you know, you can get up to 12+1, and then if you want to get into mag gut kits and things like that, you can increase it from there. But you've got decent capacity, a firearm that handles +P modern ammunition well, is very concealable. I would give it a thumbs up based on that. This will be the gun of the week next week on the Gun News Reviews website. I hope you join us over there. But I would have to recommend, if you're looking for a firearm of this category, this one is definitely worth checking out, and we'll give you updates, of course. Thanks again. Please join us at gunnewsreviews.com, and please like and subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate you watching.